more resources, and quickly unlock technology and special units. Then, I leveraged the Viking Berserker's attack and counterattack damage, as well as bonuses to pillage players who focused on farm.
My neighbor, the monster. Have you ever met someone, even just a little kid, and you just knew, they would grow up to be a monster? In our neighborhood, that was TJ and Eric. They were the bad kids, pushing kids off their bikes, assaulting girls, stealing stuff. It was bad enough that even at a young age, my dad looked at them and speculated. Those boys will spend the majority of their adult lives in prison. Not that it was entirely their fault. When they were both very young, they were living with their mom and their stepdad. Stepdad was an abusive drunk, also a cop ACAB. One day, while stepdad was cleaning his gun and decided to shoot at a stray dog, instead, he then shot his wife in the head in front of the boys. So yes, this
What's up, one viewer? Like and subscribe for more contact, whatever. Cause focus pronunciation right and shit. For more videos. I want to play more Minecraft, but I don't know. They haven't been able to play Minecraft. I got a already survival world going. It's good. I just gotta put effort in it. I just been lazy lately. I just don't know why. I lost my world. That's why probably, but you know.
I looked out my bedroom window and saw a car rapidly reversing out of the cul-de-sac. After the cops arrived, I discovered that someone had shot the guy on the street. With the shot, but it was jarring. She was 15. Her boyfriend Jason was 18. Jason and TJ were friends. Sarah was only 15, but she lived in Europe, and her mother encouraged her. So I was only 18. Jason actually lived in the house, much to the chagrin of Sarah's stepdad, Jerry Rose. Teresa Rose, Sarah's mother, was the puppet master and stuff. Teresa approached TJ and Jason. She had a proposition. She was sick of Jerry and of his company. She had promised $7,000 insurance. TJ and Jason agreed to it. In return, she would give them $10,000, Jerry's car, and a trip to Hawaii. The first attempt to kill Jerry Rose was in his garage. When he came home from work, he always entered the garage. They were lying and whimpering. On this particular day, Jerry had eaten something that didn't agree with him. He parked in the driveway to get to the nearest outlet. TJ and Jason, realizing the mistake, freaked out and immediately aborted the mission. There was a third guy who was involved. He was so spooked, he dropped out of the whole mission. A few weeks later, Jason, TJ, and Sarah were at Dad's house. They all left together, as per the friend's testimony. The facts are this. They parked at Kingsgate Park, in a neighborhood not far from ours. Sarah Starling was put into a chokehold. Sarah Starling was dragged from the vehicle. Sarah Starling was stabbed through the throat with enough force that the tip of the knife broke off. She was nearly decapitated, less than half a mile from our house. She was found the next morning by someone walking their dog. Police closed off the area with tape, and soon enough, Teresa Rose and her faithful husband, Jerry, arrived at the scene, begging for news. TJ arrived and started asking officers what was going on. It wasn't too long before police arrested both Jason and TJ. When they were questioned, both threw the other under the bus. One thing seemed clear from both perspectives. TJ put her in a chokehold until she lost consciousness, and then he dragged her into the woods. Whether or not he stabbed her, if it was him or Jason, only 3 people know the truth, and one of them is dead. We were all interviewed by police. We discovered that our other neighbor had seen Sarah Starling coming in and out of TJ's house. TJ and Jason both claimed that Sarah was mad at them for their failed attempt to murder her stepfather. She berated them, supposedly, and that was the trigger. I call bullshit, personally. They wanted to experience the thrill of murder. Maybe they wanted practice before murdering Jerry Rose. No one really knows. We can all speculate. But my dad knew from the beginning. Those kids are bad news. Ida, a girl my sister went to school with, ended up being charged as an accomplice, as she drove a getaway car for Jason when the shit hit the fan. It's around 2 a.m. My girlfriend and I are woken by an extremely loud banging on the entrance door to the building. We live on the 3rd floor as well as our doorbell being rung continuously. Obviously, the banging scared the living hell out of us. After a few breaths, I open the window and pop my head out to see a woman and a man who was now on the phone by the front door. We figured I should go down. Since
Ooh, drift, hell yeah. I haven't.
stink of alcohol, and the guy
The
looks
car
almost
is
homeless
almost
based on
there.
the shadows as
To
well
upgraded
as a big
at
plastic
100
bag
horsepower.
hanging from his shoulder. He said he had just moved into the
Excuse me, y'all. Shit.
that he for some
Excuse
reason
me,
could
shit.
not open the front door. Also asking if I was asked if I was he was now fumbling his hands trying to open something. I asked him if he Then, not looking back, I should have just taken it. 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 I should have just
So sick of her. How you doing? Shit.
So maybe they wouldn't have understood me when it's unclear due to the height difference. And my girlfriend was too scared to talk anyhow. And we were pretty sure it was our new girl neighbor, which was why I went to open in the first place. Would never have done it otherwise. My horrible neighbors. A couple of years ago, I had these absolutely horrible and disgusting neighbors. Now I live in a fairly good neighborhood. Of course, there is the occasional break-in, but it was a pretty safe place. These neighbors, the moment they moved in, seemed weird. I was only 8 at this
Yeah, I
time,
believe it,
but I
bro.
have always said old for my age,
Shit,
so I
hey.
could
I'm
easily
gonna see if I
spot
win or
things
not
that
right here.
seemed
We're
odd.
gonna see.
There was a
They have
very
some fast cars.
gifted boy around 12 called Billy who found out real fast. We were friends for like 4 to 6 or 7 years. This is where it gets strange. Billy said that they had weed growing on the house they were in. That they had had all these pictures,
Motherfucking
stuff. At this point, I thought his faces complicated and had a feeling. After that, everybody stayed weird, except for one of my girlfriend's older brother, which was around the same age as me. After they were there for a good month or two, they finally showed me the true colors of the neighborhood. These people went from neighbors to neighbors forever. They started to piss on the side of their house, constantly smoking, and had the cars flaring up in their windows. But then there was the night badgers that interrupted the circle. They terrified me, honestly. I went to bed at night all the time around 11:30. I had always been weird about it to have a slight taste of weird
Motherfuckers
noises.
quick. They
One of
be
these
zooming,
days I
bro.
saw a flashlight shine on the bed upstairs. My whole family was excited. I had never been to my parents' old house before. I returned to my room and began listening to music. Then my faces turned to these massive doors, and I heard casual tapping. Suddenly I realized that they really saw me. I would get
That
antsy
nigga tried to
sometimes.
crash me.
But I didn't have to worry. He then started
I got second place.
he then started he then started
He
walking.
crashed.
I
He fumbled the
instantly
bag. I
stopped
got
running
second.
and ran for my life. When I woke up, I saw my parents, a paramedic, and a
Oh
cop all trying to
shit.
comfort me. It turned out
That's
that the
funny as
neighbors had a
hell.
gun aimed at my window and were ready to
Off-roading?
shoot if
Fuck, I hate
anything moved
off-road.
my blinds on my window. Luckily, they were all faded drunk and high, so they did not see what
Imagine
happened to
fumbling the
me
bag
either.
from second
They
to
all
third.
got arrested and kicked out of the house since they
Shit,
were
bro.
renters. I am
Hey,
just
yeah,
so
his shit's
happy that
fast too.
nobody got hurt.
I still gotta buy me an off-road vehicle.
The last day I was in my old apartment, I was there alone. My fiance had went ahead to the new house, and I just got home from dropping off my friend that helped me finish packing. It was roughly 1 in the morning, so it was pitch black out besides for the one street lamp. As I got out the car, I heard an older man yell, "Hey," really loudly. With me being the only person in the vicinity, I wasn't originally
Oh, I do got one. Mazda. I keep on one.
as he approached, I realized two things. First, he was very intoxicated. Second, I had no idea who this man was. He introduced himself as one of our neighbors who had been there while his home was repairing. And in his defense, he didn't know who we were personally. But this random car started talking to him, mentioning the team and rental. All he said about you. He mentioned weird little facts, like that my fiance got his car when his ex-wife was married. It didn't even trust him. After I listened, I really realized how crazy. It then got weird as he asked me to climb into his apartment, as he had locked himself out. He wanted me to go
Excuse
with
me.
him and unlock the
Alright,
door.
y'all. Shit.
That gave
That's
me
the Coca-Cola
the
right there,
confidence
man.
to walk in quickly. Fortunately, he was only needed to say keepers. Don't hurt yourself couldn't have just accidentally shut the door. You had to close the door and lock it with a key. last time I ever met that man.
Should be shit.
My parents still live in the same suburban house my brother and I grew up in, and I still live nearby and spend a lot of time visiting there. It's a nice middle-class neighborhood in the Northeast where neighbors
I
have
need to
always
get more.
acquainted
I
themselves
need to
with
win
one
this one.
another.
This one I need to win so I
The
can
exception
get
to
second
this rule
place.
is the creepy family who has occupied the same nondescript house on the block for more than 40 years. Growing up, nobody else in the neighborhood had ever interacted with the creepy family. They did not respond to the typical neighborly greetings, so most found them slightly unnerving. For example, if you happened to pass by their house while one family member was briefly outside, they would completely ignore any friendly hellos or attempts to communicate. Also, the structure and design of the house itself is often confusing. Presumably the father, sitting close by at a table in the kitchen, but he didn't move or even look up in my direction, even as I continued to knock. Eventually, I gave up and moved on, but never forgot the odd interaction. Since moving into my own place, I've seen the postal employee's son, who assume is now around 50, shoveling snow several times over the past few years. Oddly, he always waits till the snow has somewhat frozen before he goes out shoveling, and then does so after dark, wearing a white undershirt and no coat. I know that being odd and wanting to keep to yourself are not crimes. I also sincerely respect the creepy family's right to privacy, which is why I've only discussed them amongst family and a handful of times with neighbors discreetly. Other than my
Nigga, you wanna cut like that, bro? You a bitch ass nigga, bro. Fuck, I don't like niggas like that, bro. You can fucking A, bro. Nigga's a bitch, bro.
She could be a live-in domestic
Fuck.
worker, which seems unlikely due to the aversion to strangers.
Shit annoying.
But nonetheless,
Like that shit pissed me off, bro. Pissed me off. How the fuck are you gonna do that? If you wanna pass me, you could have just passed me. You know how to hit me off the fucking road. I hate that shit, bro.
As he's at least 50 and sleeps in a panel van in his parents' driveway. Whatever the case, I was and still am concerned for the young girl I encountered. I'm also intrigued with the first clue about the mystery neighbors in decades. The smile on the young girl's face. As she waved away the cab reassured me that she wasn't in duress or immediate danger. But it cannot be an ideal situation being inside that home. Perhaps my concerns are exaggerated, but
this is the Avada 2, and inside the package, you're going to get your paperwork, lanyard, all your USB cables, as well as your Allen tool. Corrective lenses are in there. There's a bunch of propellers. Your controller.
The year I turned 10 years old, my mom, who had custody of me after my parents divorced, and I moved into a spacious, two-bedroom apartment in what is statistically considered one of the safest cities in America. We moved out just a few years ago, after my grandmother passed away, but I spent 12 years living in this place. The apartment was one of 5 in our block. You know how a duplex has 2 units in the same building, split down the middle? This building was quartered into 4 units with an attic. We had the unit above the lower level. Our landlord at the time was kind of a dipshit. If something broke and needed fixing or replacing, he would come and attempt to fix it himself, instead of just hiring an expert, and all the while he'd make comments about how women break things. What can I say? Anyway, at the time of my story, I'm 13 years old. Our dumb landlord rents out the lower level unit to a lovely young couple. For anonymity, I'll call them George and Lisa. On the night they moved in, I remember they had music just blasting from their new home as they moved furniture and boxes down the stairs with their friends. It was uncharacteristically loud for the neighborhood, but none of us other residents actually had a problem with it. They seemed pleasant enough. The pleasantness lasted about a week before George and Lisa started having these blowout screaming matches. My mom and I would hear her start screaming and cussing at him. He'd try to get her to back off and calm down, and then they'd move on to the next stage, which was slamming and throwing random shit at each other. Always after an hour or so of this, things would go quiet, and then Lisa would be heard in the back of the house, where the bedrooms were, just sobbing. There was one day where I heard Lisa walking around outside, having a conversation with herself in different voices. A few more weeks, and we began to notice that George and Lisa got a lot of strange visitors at strange times, who always seemed intoxicated and sometimes banged on our huge living room window without knowing whose window it was. When it was very quiet, I heard scraping sounds coming from the kitchen area a lot. One time I heard George and Lisa having the most obnoxious sex I have ever heard. Boy, the night things went too far for us was when a woman showed up at 3 in the morning with an empty milk jug and started ringing every doorbell to our building and scratching at the front door, trying to get in and moaning or yelling for George and Lisa. She disappeared after a few minutes, and suddenly we hear the back door to the building jiggle, and you could tell there was now more than one person trying to break in. My mom called the police, and we gathered our things and went to a restaurant for breakfast, exhausted after no sleep, and then went and booked a hotel for the night. We just couldn't deal with them again. After we complained to the landlord and the police multiple times, things got quiet and really awkward between us and the neighbors. And that's when the FBI showed up. I shit you not. I go to answer the door and a man and a woman ask if they can talk to my adult. I say sure and lead them to our unit, which we always kept open during the day anyway. And right there they open a binder and show us photos of George and Lisa. They ask if we happen to have seen them before. They live downstairs. It turns out they're both living under false identities, major fraudsters, and dealing cocaine. Shortly after this, George and Lisa moved into the apartment building across the street and were arrested within a month. So that's it. That's kind of my boring story about living above things. still creeps me out thinking about it. I moved out of my mom's house and got my own apartment after moving students for the first time. It looked like a predominantly safe neighborhood under true crime, so I'm always overly cautious. Anyway, about a few weeks after I moved in, my apartment on the bottom floor flooded because the washer in the upstairs apartment was turned on and no one was there to shut it off. I barely unpacked, so I didn't really have anything to catch this water flooding in from my ceiling. It was after business hours, and an emergency was just so I could grab a bowl or something to hold this water until I could get a hold of someone in the emergency maintenance.
I want to go online.
The guy directly across from me finally answered, and I frantically explained my situation and asked for a bowl or something. He started to say he didn't have anything until he could literally hear and see all the water. He ran back to his place and pulled out this massive plastic storage bin. We rotate on switching out bins of water until Rainbow showed up to save the day. My living room and kitchen were soaked, but my place was still livable. I told the guy thank you, then was going back until he stopped me and invited me to stay at his place for the night. I told him it wasn't necessary. My place was okay, and he insisted. He claimed he was getting ready to go to work, but he went back in his apartment, grabbed his key, cleaned off his couch and his bed, and said I could stay for the night, and he'll come in the back door around 3 a.m. He wasn't giving up, so I took the key until he left, and then I returned his bin and the key and went back to my apartment and avoided this dude like the plague. Red flag 1. A couple weeks later, I would take my dog out to go potty. I could hear this neighbor door open and close, so I would try to time it safely to avoid him. Unfortunately, it seemed like he was doing the same to me. Is open my door, and he happens to be leaving at the same time to try and talk. He stops me and starts asking about my family, if I'm from here, if I have family close. Red flag 2. After about 6 months of this bobbing and weaving this weirdo, I take my dog out before bed to go potty. I would purposely walk around the back in order to avoid walking in front of this guy's apartment window, who now had his blinds open all the time so he couldn't see me. I get out, walk to the back, and just have this eerie feeling of someone watching me. And I see this guy peering around the corner just staring at me. He noticed me notice him, and he goes back, and I hear the door close. I start second guessing if I want to do it every time. Even about 2 feet, I go back, check my door, then head back out the same way. I take my dog out for about 10 minutes, walk home, and I can hear the store open for 6 hours. I might around the side. I hear his door close, but he doesn't move. He's just as soon as I walk out, I see him somewhere. I think I see something. I walked him back to where the sleeping was. I quickly said to him, it clicked. There is no way he could have known until the dog came. Unless it's flashing and spotlights. I finally emailed my management, sending them the complaint, and explained everything I just did. Within the next few weeks, the dude moved out without a blink of an eye. I've had many creepy encounters like this, so stay tuned. Just this past weekend, I had picked up some She was walking outside to get the dog. Joe and Bill, as they chatted about secrets, they stopped in a distant tunnel when a car pulled into two houses down the street. As we're walking to my car, I notice a figure standing in the driveway. The figure was not Bill. He was standing slightly hunched over, facing me. I stared at him clearly in the head for 2 seconds. He started walking at a sharp pace, staring at me. He had a jacket on, and the figure said, I was to see his face. He was facing the wall. I ventured to walk very carefully, cutting teeth as his car moved, and this man said, everyone. I called the sergeant, and I tried to assess the situation and what I could do if he tried anything. If he did try anything, how much damage could he inflict until the guys noticed and helped us? Was he waiting for the last group to leave the house? Trying to rob someone? Scoping out houses, and we caught him in the act. We continued walking, and I didn't take my eyes off him for a second. I tried to memorize every detail about his appearance, just in case. We continued to my car, got the things, and turned around to walk back to the driveway, where my boyfriend, Bill, and Joe were still talking, oblivious. I nearly walked backward to keep my eye on this man in the driveway. The entire time we were walking to and from my car, this man didn't move a single muscle. He didn't even sway as if shifting his weight from foot to foot. It was a very cold night for our area at least, probably between 35-40 Fahrenheit and windy. It's late at night, and this guy is standing in a driveway in the cold and not moving a muscle. He wasn't smoking, as his hands were in his pockets. I'm not sure if he was the homeowner, as I don't live in that neighborhood, so he could even just be a random person. We
I did film with the bag, but I still had that shit in. Come on now.
So last night, around 11 p.m., I was downstairs sitting at a table that faces the window in front of the backyard. My backyard is fenced, and right outside the fence is a golf course where deer usually stay. I've seen a coyote once, but in my front yard, although people have seen them in the golf course before. Keep in mind, I'm in Texas. Anyways, at this time, I heard something crying to the left of the window.
Excuse me, y'all.
At first, I thought it was my sister watching a TikTok video where the little boy that lives with us crying, but it wasn't. Everyone was in their rooms, and I was the only one downstairs to hear this. This cry sounded like a baby wailing, wah, wah, about twice, and then the sound diminished quickly. I could have sworn I heard footsteps outside or someone else there possibly making the baby or animal stop. Like maybe very soft coaxing that was hard to make out. I may have just been extremely paranoid at that point because I couldn't move out of my seat since that sound was so disturbing. The supposed baby sounded my eyes were terrible. I don't believe in any ghosts. These crazy ghosts
Fucking dick, bro. Oh my fucking god, I hate that guy. Why you gotta do that? You fucking, oh my. I got this shit. Watch this shit, bro. I got this shit. Fucking dick in Audi, bro. Fucking guy in the Audi gotta be a dick and shit, bro. Fucking dick, bro. I had that nigga, bro. You saw that shit, bro. That nigga a dick, bro.
Sorry, man. I just want my clever strategy.
What's for that, bro? You a dick ass nigga, bro. You a bitch ass nigga. You know the Audi RA, you a bitch nigga. You a May bitch, bro. How the fuck you gonna hit me? You know damn well I was gonna whoop that ass, bro. Come on now, bro. Still first place, nigga. You can't take that shit from me.
At the age of 21, I moved in with my cousin in a house nestled deep in the woods. Our home was in a place called Van Leer, situated between Dixon and Erin, Tennessee, surrounded by dense forests. Living there meant being a good 45 minutes away from the nearest city. It's like the smallest town you've ever seen. Picture this. You can zip through the whole place in just 2 minutes.
He thought he had it. He thought he had it.
At first, the coyotes
Try to
As I walked, I felt the
he
hairs
thought.
on my arms stand.
He
But I
fucking
figured
thought.
it was just because it was getting colder, and maybe that's why there were fewer animals around. But when I got to the dumping spot and poured out the scraps, something really big growled at me, and I could feel it deep in my bones. So, I quickly finished scraping out the pod and slowly stepped back from the line of trees. I noticed a pair of yellowish eyes reflecting a little to the left of where I dumped the scraps. I kept staring at it as I moved backward, never taking my eyes off the creature. When I got inside, I told my cousin that there was a big animal out there tonight. I suggested we keep the porch light on to watch it in case it comes too close
I
to
want
the
my
house.
rematch with
The rest
the
of the night
Audi
was quiet,
because he is
but
a
after that,
goblin
whenever I took out
garbage.
the scraps, that creature would
I
be
was
there
I was
looking
I second
forward
place.
to
I had his
it
ass,
and
bro.
sat back.
I still first place
Its
though.
growl
Still first
always
place.
gave me the chills. I never saw more than its eyes. And after
I'm gonna
about
take my
a
time. I'm
week,
gonna
it
let them
stopped
go ahead.
growling when I came out,
Well, you know.
even though I could still see it watching me from the woods. Fast forward to December. The ground was all covered in snow. Even one Christmas Eve, I told my cousin to stay with family for the holidays, and we were like,
Fuck.
after praying and my cousin fell asleep on the couch, and I went to bed.
Get the fuck off my bumper, nigga. His head just about touches the top of his little friend. So this creature was easy
next morning, I took the scraps out, but I was too scared to go all the way to the woods. Even though this werewolf thing didn't really have to mean to us, I was too scared to go outside at night after that. Sometimes we'd see something in the yard at night, usually close to where I threw the scraps. Each time we spotted it, we'd turn off the TVS and lights and watch until it went back into the woods. Even though we don't know exactly what it is, having something like this around as a neighbor is both fascinating and scary.
Yo, I'm gonna get off and all, y'all. I'll be back on later tonight. I got stuff to do. I wash clothes, get stuff ready for today. Well, I hope y'all have a great day. I'll be back on later, like around 3 or 4. But I'll talk to y'all later.